The next incredible piece of information I wish to share, which is part of, again, one of the most closely guarded secrets on this planet, has to do with the Hadron Collider. Now, the experiments there were obviously to recreate the Big Bang and find the seed of life itself. Now, what we have is, as everyone knows, is a periodic table of elements. So you have the reality is made up of certain elements. And within those elements you have what's known as a table or a chart which rates those elements on their stability. You have elements that are incredibly stable and you have elements which are incredibly unstable. So the scientific community has what's known as a stability factor. It's a table or it's a chart which rates them in a numerical chart range of stability. Now, one of the reasons why they turned off the Hadron Collider, or they completely freaked out after the first series of experiments and shut it down for a while, which you would have got told was for monetary reasons or whatever else you got told, is because they discovered that all of the elements, and I mean all of the elements, in this reality are becoming unstable. And I have cited via, if you want to call it remote viewing, I travelled with my consciousness and I cited the paperwork. And the actual forms were worded, and this is word for word, I'm going to quote from the form, that what they discovered was, because they did the first experiment, then they did another one, and then they did another one, and every time they did one experiment after the other, the elements become unstable. And then from that point on, they were even more unstable. And the next time they created an experiment, they were even more unstable. So they got scared first up. They were stricken with fear. They thought they were creating the instability themselves. Sure, that's perfectly rational and reasonable to think that. And then they soon discovered that, through other experiments, that all the elements all over the planet are now becoming unstable. And the exact wording used, because there is a rate, so it's like, where is this heading? So they're becoming unstable, but what is their rate? To what point are they going to become unstable? And the exact wording was instability infinitum. That was the words that I clearly saw on the paperwork. Instability infinitum. That is real. I saw it, I was there, and that's what I wanted to share with you. Now, knowing this, knowing that they have had knowledge of this planet turning into pure light, with this level of reality no longer existing since the early 70s. And now they are on another level finding out that this whole reality is becoming unstable. These are two of the most closely guarded secrets on the planet, and it is critical in understanding about this planet turning into a star. And people say, you are just crazy. How? There's nothing here to turn this planet into a star. And I've had some really, really fantastic communications with Mother Earth lately, and I urge everybody, don't take my word for it. Get it yourself from Mother Earth herself. I ask people, when was the last time you spoke to Mother Earth? When was the last time that she told you what she's doing? Don't worry about any alien agenda, political agenda. Go beyond all of that and get it straight from the source of the being that is this planet. What is she going to do? Not what aliens are telling you they're going to do. What is she going to do in the next few years? That is what I recommend everybody to do. You don't have to do it, but I highly recommend it. Go straight to the source. Not because I'm telling you, okay? This isn't true because I'm telling you. This is true because this is what Mother Earth's going to do. It doesn't matter what I verbalise here, if this planet has a life cycle and has an outcome to that life cycle, that is what it's going to be. And that is part of the evolution of this universe, and it doesn't matter what anyone says, what anyone does, that is what's going to take place. Because the level of power of that consciousness is way beyond any alien race with any form of technology. And they can carry on and think themselves as big as and mighty as they like. They are nowhere near the match for the power and the consciousness of a planet, or a planetary body. Now, the discussions I've had with Mother Earth herself explained to me herself the process in layman's terms. I will admit I am not of a scientific mind. I am not. If a scientist was to sit here in front of me and ask me deep questions on scientific concepts, I haven't got a clue. But I do get knowings, and I'm going to share them with you as I understand them. And Mother Earth explained this to me in layman's terms so I can share it with everybody, and it makes it easier for everybody to understand. Because if you sit there with a biochemist and they just talk a whole lot of formulas on a board, the general community is not going to get it. That's just gobbledygook. So it is much better for me just to introduce this information on a much easier level, on a much common level. And what she shared with me was that the process that's coming, the process at hand is, in order for anyone to ascend, what must they do? What must they do, I ask you? And the answer is really simple. We must find centre. If you are not centred, then you are not in that absolute 0 point, in the absolute moment. You cannot ascend. It's just not possible. I'm on my way in getting there. I've still got a long way to go. I readily admit that. But I know I'm much further down the path than many. So in order for Mother Earth to find centre, what does that mean? And what she explained to me is, on December 21, 2012, she is going to start straightening up on her axis because, you know, we've got this wobble happening on what we call the precession of the equinoxes. And with the cycle coming to an end on the 21st of March 2013, because remember, precession of the equinoxes, not precession of the solstices. That is a point that everyone seems to be missing. So the cycle will end on the equinox, not the solstice. I'm not undermining the importance of December 21, 2012. It is very important because that is the day she starts to find centre again. So she's about 23 degrees off centre, and that wobble will come to an end because that wobble was created as an aspect of duality in order to create the environment of duality and separation that we needed. So she's going to start straightening up. So yes, there will be what is deemed a pole shift. Not a pole flip, but a pole shift. And so that process is going to take a period of 3 months. And what she explained to me was the moment she hits dead centre will be on the 21st of March 2013, and that is the day the light body gets